Dire team ban. Radiant team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team pick. Radiant team pick.
Ancient apparition.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Well, he's not banned out. And Infamous.Young have it pretty much locked up. Now, we've seen a lot of teams open up with AA Necrophos is like the 1-2. They always pick up Ancient Apparition 1 to prevent the other team from grabbing Necrophos, and I don't think I've ever seen a team still grab Necrophos up against Ancient Apparition. Like, in this context, it'll be AA pick for Infamous, and then Midas Club pick Necrophos and whoever. I don't think that's ever happened before. Like, it's going pretty deep just to get a counter pick. You're really not happy playing Necrophos up against AA. That lack of heal is so crippling. And even early on, just the amount of damage you can get off if you have a stunning ally, Sven or something, you could just insta-kill that Necrophos even before he's going to get his Ghost Shroud out. We have ourselves a little bit of a twist here. For one reason, Lich is in the pool somehow. Whoa, and they grab a puck. Well, Necrophos is going to be banned out, isn't he? Well, Midas Club, they are able to get Lich, which is always interesting because I don't think I've seen a Lich in a very long time because he's always banned out. Grabbing a Legion Commander with him, certainly very interesting. Legion Commander is
5 seconds remaining.
And that's fine. I'm not really sure if she's strong enough for a first phase pick. At least I don't really like her in that capacity, especially since you usually want to grab a Legion Commander with the express purpose of having a durable offlaner, but also you want to be able to use that purge effect on your allies. Like if you're up against, say, a Bat Rider, that's probably the big one. Smaller ones, Roar from the Beastmaster, Arrow, those type of effects, and Infamous.Young don't have those type of effects right now, so yeah, they're just going for a Legion.
10 seconds remaining.
And,
5 seconds remaining.
And then just playing with those heroes. But yeah, Infamous.Young grabbing the Ancient Apparition, it's usually 9 times out of 10 going to lead into that Necrophos pick. Deciding instead for the puck is, I don't want to say a mistake, but it's like, you had such a powerful opening right there. Do you really want to go for this, do you really want to like make this Ancient Apparition pick a little bit worse by not picking up the Necrophos? I mean, Puck is a great hero. We've seen Puck first phase banned and second phase banned very, very regularly. So, you know, if they don't pick it up now, yeah, there's a pretty high chance that they're just not going to get it ever. But, you know, the problem is that they lose out on a lot of their power. You can still make an Ancient Apparition work, but it seems like for right now, the combos aren't really going to be all of that powerful. Still, they do have this very elusive hero, Midas Club, with the Legion Commander. Do have the Blink Duel, but Lich is really not that great up against Puck as far as killing off the Puck. Lane control versus the Puck, very, very nice. There aren't really many lanes that puck loses, assuming puck goes towards mid, especially when that mid lane is going to be sacrificed. Just a handful of those
10
sacks
seconds remaining.
on the ranged creeps, and yeah, you're not really going to get much as the puck
5
there.
seconds remaining.
Queen of Pain banned out already. Infamous.Young. Looks like they may just go send this puck towards the offlane. I mean, that's the power of this hero. You do get that flexibility aspect of it, and that's kind of nice. You just wait and scout the field, first of all. Infamous.Young could very easily pick up something like a Sven, still get this Ancient Apparition. Pretty nice combo. Monkey King's already banned out. We've seen many teams run Ancient Apparition first pick, and then second pick, depending on what they can get. A hero like Earth Spirit. Very aggressive roaming type hero that just applies a little bit of extra disable so that you can actually land that Cold Feet combo. And yeah, maybe it's a little bit difficult to land that combo and kill someone like a Legion Commander if she's going towards the offlane, since she purged herself off. But still, it is a very powerful way of locking down that lane, even if you are facing up against this dual powerhouse of Lich and Legion. Kind of difficult to beat them if you're just going to try to grind out the lane. So you're gonna have to go for those really big burst plays. Just at a drop of a hat, boom, send all your spells in. If it kills them, great. If not, well, you're in for tough times. But honestly, you're going to be in for tough times anyway.
5 seconds remaining.
What's going to be Midas? Should be picking up their secondary support here, I would imagine. They still don't know if the puck is going to be going towards the offlane or towards mid. Kunkka. I do think that the Kunkka is probably going to be played as a support, and Infamous. Ooh, hello. Get a Tusk in response. I like that a lot. First of all, Tusk is just more entertaining than Earth Spirit. Let's just establish that fact right off the bat. But Tusk has very similar functions to the Earth Spirit that I just described with the Ancient Apparition. Perhaps it's not quite as clean, but Tusk, with the mobility impairment of those shards, will be able to keep the Legion Commander in range of Cold Feet while attacking her with Chilling Touch, without applying any disables to her, so she's not able to purge off any effects. And that's really useful, especially if Infamous.Young third pick someone like a Sven now to just add another stun on top of that combo. Midas Club, though, the Kunkka is very interesting as well. X Marks is a incredibly powerful tool, and if you're able to set up at all for a torrent, then yeah, that could be pretty powerful as well. It does seem like, though, Kunkka doesn't really get much help from his allies. Midas Club are very, very disable light. Legion has dual, Kunkka has his kit, and at a certain point he'll be self-sufficient, but it is going to be, I would imagine, a little bit difficult for the Kunkka to perform as he wants to, especially now that there's not one but 2 saves on Infamous.Young. But yeah, one more mention on the Tusk. Unlike an Earth Spirit, Tusk actually has an earlier save. So if an ally gets dueled, you can just bubble them and they'll be fine. And now they have a second one with the OD. I guess Earth Spirit technically has a save, but it's expensive, man. It is very expensive. I really like what Infamous.Young have done here. What Midas Club are building up right now is a very lane-dominant type strat. Like, they kind of require to win these lanes. And that's kind of always the condition when you have a Lich pick and when you have a Clinkz pick. Like, if you're not winning your lanes, you're not winning that game. And then once they win those lanes, they're just going to be very, very sneaky around the map. Just look for those very fast burst kills. Legion, duels, Clinkz obviously making that jump in. If you do have a silence effect on the Clinkz, then you can pretty rapidly take down those heroes, and then afterwards take down those towers as well. But again, this is all 100% dependent on them having a very nice early start. From what I've seen of these two teams, I have only cast Midas Club once, I think. But I'm so far been very impressed with the playstyle coming out from Infamous.Young. They've been playing absolutely nasty, and oh yes, this is my favorite combo of all time, guys. Of all time, like CM Lina, that's great. You know, Venge as well as Drow, whatever, that's fantastic. But CK Ancient Apparition, that is number 1. That is my all-time favorite kill combo in lane. You don't even need a Tusk in there, honestly. Like just the amount of disable CK has, along with that Ancient Apparition's damage and further disable, is disgusting. Like the displacement from the Reality Rift and the fact that you'll just be able to drop a 1-2 second stun means that you're going to be able to for sure apply all those right clicks of Chilling Touch. And you also probably will get a proc of Cold Feet immediately afterwards. So Infamous.Young looking to lock down these lanes, and CK, safe lane, OD mid, puck off lane. Pretty standard stuff from the Infamous.Young side. Midas Club on the other end. I'm going to go ahead and grab a Death Prophet. Again, a little bit more capitalization towards that push. So yeah, we're good here. But the Death Prophet is going to kind of add to that plan of Midas Club. Again, they need to win these lanes. If they don't, they're going to be really, really struggling to get these kills. And then, once they do get those kills, duel or not, whatever, gotta go for that push. Clinks can do it, and Clinks is a hero that gets Desolator, which is incredible when you're working with the Death Prophet. Those ghosts do apply physical hits. So if the towers get hit with minus armor, then they are going to do even more damage. In case you guys have tried Clinks before, you go for Desolator like 100% of the time. There is some situations where you may opt instead to go for a, a Solar Crest as kind of like a stopgap item there. But Desolator is your ultimate goal, and in this game, it's super powerful. I mean, you're going with the Death Prophet, obviously, these and ghosts, and also Legion Commander adding a little bit more damage there is incredible, so Clinks has a pretty well ironed out build for him. I'm kind of concerned about these Midas Club heroes on the support standpoint. I always tend to underestimate how good a Kunkka can be, but this Kunkka is not going to get that much aggressive support. Like, if you look at Kunkka as a hero, he's kind of a combo support hero, right? Like, you kind of want to have a Magic Missile or a Frostbite or something in order to set up that Torrent. Or you want to have just a hero with a lot of damage, so that if you do land the Torrent, your friendly Ancient Apparition or your friendly Vengeful Spirit can start right-clicking in. Lich isn't really that hero. Lich isn't an offensive hero really ever. He'll have Chain Frost eventually, but 9 times out of 10 you'll see Lich get 1 point Frost Blast. It'll stay at level 1, and then opt to go for a little bit more of that control build with the Sacrifice and the Ice Armor. And that doesn't really do all that much when you're partnering up with the Kunkka, so it does feel like these two supports are kind of pulling in opposite directions, and that's going to place a lot more pressure on the Kunkka. Like, you can do your job as Lich in any game, pretty much no exception. But you also are lacking a lot of offensive power whenever you decide to pick up the hero, so it is indeed a double-edged sword. And we'll see what the Lich can actually get done. Guys, Midas Club victory. I think I might have the Midas Club Elite logo, but that's because the admins have on their schedule the Elite. They're tagged up everywhere as Midas Club Elite, and then suddenly they have victory. I don't know. They're still going to be playing on the Radiant side. Got RZS on the Lich, of course. It's going to be NS Art on the Legion Commander. Dual lane is very difficult to deal with, but if you're going to make that burst play, gotta be with these infamous heroes. Tala is on the DP, going towards that mid lane. Dashka or Dashka? You know, there's a very high chance I'm mispronouncing all of these names, but I think it's Dashka. Dashka, not Dashka. Playing that Kunkka, we got arms on the Clinks. On the other end, Nada is on the puck. No, that is not the StarCraft Nada. That would be absolutely sick, though, if he was actually playing right now. Robo is on the OD, and they're going to take a little bit of a poke in. Just a little bit of a scout here. Dominic also making a little bit of an aggressive move. Shards can't cliff in this area, so they gotta be careful. Although it'll instead trap. Here comes a 2-second stun with Chilling Touch. Lich is gonna be your first blood, but at the same time, Dominic is on the way out. Looks like the Siphon actually broke. Art is pretty quick, but I don't know if he's fast enough. Dominic's healing. It looks like he will get a lot of distance. Tala is gonna grab the Bounty Rune. Is there any more mana here? No, there isn't. Just short, and it looks like Young will also get away with this Tusk. Another nuke will not kill. Throw it out anyway. Who else have I not introduced? We got Benyaz on the Chaos Knight. Wu is on the Ancient Apparition, and I think that should be everyone. End result, it's going to be a 2-2 rune split, so pretty even stuff there. But of course, it's a first blood. It's a first blood on a CK, so yeah, that's always fun. And they're not done yet. 1 second stun is not necessarily ideal, and again. Sorry guys, I've been struggling to deal with these computer issues for a little while now. I may have some frame drops. If that is the case, I will reset the stream after this first game, but I cannot do it until then. CK threw out that bolt pretty aggressively. Need Chilling Touch on these additional heroes. Need a level 2 Tusk as well if you're really going to get success in this lane. This is going to be just a very defensive lane here from Midas. All they want to do is survive. And it's tough. It certainly is tough. With CK having less mana right now, this guy doesn't have a lot of mana anyway. He'll have a good chance right now, but again, it's not going to be the easiest sustained out lane for them. Over towards mid lane, it is going to be rather easy, rather boring, and what the hell? How? There is no scenario where that should have happened. Absolutely none. Nada kills off the Clinks by himself. I was going to say, like, this is going to be the most boring lane possible. Like, you cannot kill off a puck with this lane unless the puck makes a giant mistake. You have to land a torrent on him, and then you have to make sure the Clinks is in position with those searing arrows. The fact that the puck got a solo kill is, again, going to make things pretty darn difficult for this bottom lane. X marks torrent is going to miss. And now puck can just orb out. Can grab some boots and we'll be just fine. So, I mean, that's pretty much what you would expect. Uh-oh. Career. Ooh, Dominic's not quite going to go in the lane there. Computer issues. I think we're going to have occasional frame drops. Because my CPU or something is being bad. Feels bad, man. Feels bad, man. It was fine the other day, but now it's not. So far, this top lane, Legion, obviously going to be grinding out an experienced lead, albeit slightly. Haven't really found their spot just yet to go for this kill attempt. There's Legion on the front lines, the Lich behind her. We can see the frost armor picked up already. It drastically reduced this damage. They cannot very easily kill off Legion. They can very easily kill off that Lich, but Lich is spotted and very defensively positioned. He just wants to be there for the sack. See if he's going to stack up any of these camps. He's getting a little bit going there. Other than that, he's just going to perpetually sacrifice into ice armor. It's a really boring style, but you know, if you're taking the experience away from 3 heroes, it's in the end going to be worth it. They go too far out in lane though. Very dangerous. Snowball's gonna come in onto the Lich. Shards are available. They pull him back with the Reality Rift. The shards are kind of off the mark though. If that was a tight wall, that would have been a kill, but yeah, the Ancient Apparition was also very far away. Chilling Touch not applied. The very tail end of that. Over aggressive here from Infamous.Young.
Patience from Zoe.
Picks up some stuff real fast, guys, while we're in this pause. Here. I think that should be a little bit better. And hopefully we're not going to drop any more frames here.
You should have known.
It's really spiky anyway, so there's no real way to tell until it does in fact spike. So yeah, 2-minute delay in the fix, not fun. Puck level 3, pushing that level 4 mark. Still does not have a fun time versus Clinks. There are no heroes that do enjoy going up against Clinks 1v1. But as long as he's able to survive in this lane, should be pretty happy. 3 cleared out top lane, and it's level 2 on these supports. 3 on the CK. Doesn't have crucial level 4 yet to try to roll the dice for that Chaos Strike. Crit is definitely going to make a pretty big difference here. You are going up against a lot of armor on these heroes, obviously. The ice effect from the Lich. But Chilling Touch, I don't think is going to be straight enough to get those kills. It's not for right now. Over in the mid lane, in the meantime, we have the most boring lane imaginable. OD going up against Nature's Prophet. No one can really rotate in. The Kunkka can, but it's going to be very, very obvious once the Kunkka does. And oh, they actually catch a Siphon. Guards will not wall off. Crypt Swarm will be blocked by the Raindrop. And they will be able to juice the OD back to full health. And as soon as I say it's boring, they go in for the kill. And that was actually fairly close. Death Prophet is actually slightly slower than the OD, yet still was able to keep up with that Siphon for a very long time. Obviously, it does apply a little bit of that slow as well. We have Dominic moving out from the top lane as well. All the way to bottom, it seems. This is going to hurt this top lane quite a bit. As powerful as they are right now, Chilling Touch, 1 second stun only. Cold Feet used, but immediately purge off Benyaz, and Mooj is going to go to town onto this Legion, but it's, again, not enough damage. They need that third hero here. They're going to take a lot of damage on the way out. Speaking of a lot of damage on the way out, got Dashka in a little bit of trouble here. He's getting body blocked by Nada. They have one more nuke here. Only a level 1 spell. It's not going to do all that much. Now in the Shrine, he should be A-okay. He's going to turn around, cast some spells, because why not? It's free. Shrine, but, oh god. Pauses. But I'm not impressed at their consistency in their computers. That is, I mean, come on, guys. It looks like it's going to be no kills across the board. And that's just how this lane is supposed to operate for top lane in for the Midas side. Make sure that your Legion is not going to die. Get her gold if she can, get her experience, and she should always be able to do that. Yeah, as powerful as CKAAR. The fact that they're down in experience straight from the get-go is really hard to come back from. Like, if this was a level 4 Ancient Apparition, maybe pushing level 5 Chaos Knight, if there was no Lich constantly sacrificing the lane, I'd probably say that would have been a kill, but that experience swing is going to keep the Legion so much safer. Not to mention the fact that there's also that Ice Armor. Now, the problem is that for Lich is 460 net worth. That feels bad. Should be able to get a little bit of value if he's going to actually stack up these camps anymore. Death Prophet and Legion can blow through camps like nobody's business, so they just stack that up. That's not going to give Lich a lot of gold, but it's at least going to give him even more experience. That's, you know, beggars can't really be choosers. Top lane is actually pretty banged up. They already used the Shrine over here, so Benyaz looks like he's going to have to get some regen from the Courier. Or from the AA, who probably is going to bring him some regen. Yeah, I think we're actually about even in pause time compared to actual play time. The OD is a slight lead on the Death Prophet. That's pretty much irrelevant considering Death Prophet's going to be going for those towers, and OD and, well, Infamous.Young in general. Not really tower pushing. Let's see what this Clinks is able to do. Killa being built up first. He does have the Blightstone already. It's just a nice value item for Clink. Purely physical. Searing Arrows 50. They do get amplified by this armor swing. But I would expect just a Killa Desolator. Again, the build is minus armor. Like, you're always going to be doing that as Clinks. Medallion, Deso, they're both pretty high value. He's doing okay on this bottom lane as well. Maybe not quite as well as the CK, who's doing very, very well for himself. What is this? CS difference. Only 3, and the fact that CK got that first blood earlier. That about adds up. Well, guys, if this is any indication of how these games are gonna go, we're in for a long night. I have eaten absolutely nothing. I'm gonna be so freaking hungry with no time to eat. Feels bad, man. There's nothing worse than being really hungry, still forced to sit here and cast games, because all the admins have me chained in their basement. Puck's gonna swing back to the bottom lane. He's getting quite a bit out of there. We see the net worth in the Puck and the Legion Commander, very competitive. And of course, if he ever stops getting value, then he'll be able to leave the lane. Pretty easily done there. With that coil up, especially. bo3 imprisoned. Torrents, never gonna do anything. And that's pretty much why I'm not convinced. Like, that right there is why I'm not convinced at this Kunkka pick. Like, what do you expect to happen? You kind of have to just go for it every single time. But there are so many heroes that can protect themselves. And then there are also heroes that can protect each other. It's really tough to land that combo ever. And so far we can say that the Kunkka has done very little. He's missed, I think, all of his spells.
Dire's courier has been killed.
Guys, if my mic is really low, you gotta tell me. Because I think I might be able to jack it up a little bit. I already raised it a little bit, but it might not be enough for your taste. Hard to figure out audio when everything looks fine, but no one's saying it's fine. This is an aggressive play. We got actually some spooky ghosts coming out here. As far as clearing is concerned, Infamous.Young only really have the Puck, who is obviously not in a position to defend against this. The fortification will eat a lot of this damage, but there is a big rotation up to this top lane. Get extra some damage onto this tower, that's all well and good, but usually you want to kind of do it the other way around. Have the Death Prophet stay in her lane, continue to get value, and use use Exorcism to get value on the mid lane tower, while the other heroes try to make plays kill-wise in the side lanes. And it looks like this time it won't really be punished necessarily. It will in fact be a tower claimed for them. But in that downtime, Infamous really happy the fact that there's no one in this mid lane, because even with that tower claimed by the Death Prophet, she is behind in net worth in compared to the OD.
Got it.
Again, you are going to be doing that consistently as the Death Prophet, but if you group up with too many heroes when you do that, it is going to cost you in the long run. Yeah, she was attacking the tower, but everyone else on the team, there were like 3 other heroes that were just chilling over here doing nothing. And that's a lot of time wasted. He's actually moved out of this bottom lane as well. Did he pack up yet? No, he didn't. If the torrent lands, they have a chance to kill off this Puck. He has to freehand it though. Orb out, and now they can land this combo. Here comes Coil, not gonna be cast in time. Now the Clinks pops out, and even with the Coil, phase shift is available, can't get out. Yeah, Puck very aggressively pushing that wave, and to the Puck's credit, got the tower down to half HP. Not sure if you guys are messing with me at this point. I have a solution for everyone who says it's really quiet. How about you turn up your volume? Good idea. Is it too quiet versus the game? I could definitely fix that. So odd to have these random complaints. Puck is gonna jaunt away. Super deep, but he actually mistimes it. And now he's just dead. Link's just laying it in with the arrows. And the delay that you have with the X marks the spot is a very long time. As long as you time it with that torrent, you'll be able to land those. Puck is still getting quite a bit of farm despite the deaths, but we can see Midas Club starting to get a little bit of momentum for themselves. A little bit more. Is that better, everyone? Is that better? Invis Dominic gonna move in. Radiant scan sees no one on the sides. They only see an AA here. The Clinks is starting to do some pretty serious damage to the tower. Fortification drops. My god, that does a lot of DPS. Dominic's going to start picking a fight. He's going to try to scare them. Snowball is going to dodge the entirety of that Kunkka combo. He'll be just fine. Not much of a defense here from Infamous just yet. Just a skeleton crew. We're going to push this out. To be fair, though, there's no serious push happening elsewhere. I mean, the Death Prophet's still in the mid lane, obviously, so she has her hands full. Do drop a coil onto the Legion. Into the tree, she's gonna hide. Silenced now. She does have the duel and the heal. And she's refusing to go down without a fight. But they will eventually take her down. Kind of abandoned by the rest of her allies, who all just kind of left at the same time. Feels bad, man. Benjaz up towards top lane, maybe the victim of a gank, but he's the Phantasm, so he doesn't have that as a defensive tool. Not like it's a fantastic one to begin with. Dashka is going to land the X, so Benjaz should know that there is also a clink to the area. 2-second stun will keep the Kunkka at bay for a little while. He doesn't have any backup, nor does he have a tower to get allies from, so with the body blocks from Dashka, they should be able to take him down. They will. Another kill for that Clinks. And it looks like he will, in fact, go for that full Solar Crest build. Starting to get some momentum, and Infamous. And he knew that this is pretty much a... Was that a double... Did I just see that right? Did he just kill a double damage? Or was that a regen? He pinged regen, but for some reason I saw double damage. I might be crazy. But again, this is what Midas Club have to be doing. Use these advantages that they have as far as pushing power is concerned. They are able to get these towers. And if they're able to get kills, fantastic. Arms, though, I don't think can kill off Benjaz by himself. He's stalking him. Oh, he's trying. Benjaz doesn't have any backup. Again, he doesn't have anyone to come in. Arms gonna pop out. Benjaz this time gonna go Phantasm. 1-second stun lands. That's not ideal. He's got a lot of goons here. If Clinks pops out, I'm pretty sure Benjaz, if he just uses Reality Rift, just straight smashes him. Kunkka's coming in kind of slowly. People are setting up for a fight on the bottom lane in the meantime, where coil drops onto 2. Here comes the Ice Blast, perfectly set up, and that's going to do a lot of damage, but there's no sustained damage coming out. With the Swarm returning and the duel, they're going to get 2 kills at the cost of the Legion Commander. And the tower's also going to take the rest of this exorcism, and they also pick off the CK. The OD wants no conflict whatsoever. He is pushing the mid lane, and it looks like he will make it an even tower trade, but it looks like he's also maybe in a little bit of trouble here. He does have a Force Staff and a TP. Luckily for him, there's no real mana on this Death Prophet, and there's not much health in the Death Prophet. OD is just going to get obliterated. My god, that damage was huge. Okay, well, they got him. Midas Club starting to tempo out this game, and Infamous, I think, may be playing a little bit too separate. If they are actually going to rejoin with each other as a team, get the CK involved, they can do quite a bit. But the fact that CK has had, you know, kind of a slow lane, and now is still not working with the not Midas, an Armlet, means that he really doesn't want to be involved until he does get that item. You look at what Midas have, I mean, Legion doesn't really have a ton as far as net worth is concerned, but the Clink's already level 12 is absolutely stacked. Yeah, Yule Scepter on the Death Prophet. They have these early game-based items to make these plays. And they'll make another one. Smoke up will... Well, they see Benjaz. And the X marks is going to be there. Here comes the boat. He doesn't have the Phantasm to get out of here. Kaboom goes the boat. And kaboom goes the CK. The rest of the Infamous side will take on the Commander. And should be able to take on the Death Prophet as well. Siphon, as well as the Yule Scepter, will get her quite a bit of HP, but she doesn't have the backup coming in quite fast enough. Chain Frost, though, gonna be bounced out. There's a lot of creeps here, but it's still bouncing mostly on the Tusk, and also on that OT. That luck is insane! That is the most lucky Chain Frost I've ever seen. Creeps took literally 0 bounces, or at least very close to 0 bounces. Nada now, trying to escape, TP out. Blind Torrent. No, they found him with the Yule Scepter. Torrent was already cast, though. A little bit miscast, but still the damage is enough from the high ground. Infamous are going to lose pretty much everyone who matters. OD especially. I mean, he does have the Midas, he does have the Force Staff. He is, as we can see, putting up quite a bit of damage. But it just seems like the rest of his allies just aren't really doing it right now. Ben just, all he wants to do in life is get this armlet. And he is even so desperately trying to go for it that he's using Phantasm to farm the jungle. See, that hasn't been working for him so far. Again, I'm not sure if Klinks is quite powerful enough to kill off the CK by himself, but we can see the difference here in a level 13 Klinks versus a kind of pathetic level 10 CK. In comparison, that is kind of disgusting. In fact, yeah, level 13 is on the OD. I guess that's kind of something, but the CK really starting to feel that Lich matchup right about now. Klinks has his armlet. Gonna get that crit leveled up as well. At this point, there may be just a little bit too much momentum here for Midas Club. We're gonna keep on pushing forwards. Into Roche next. And Infamous, if they knew about it, if they were all positioned right here, they could definitely crash this. And with Ice Blast and Coil, make a pretty nice fight happen, but obviously that's not gonna happen. They are still smoked up, and they will see Exorcism, kind of the tail end of it. They know if there is a fight. Yes, there's a double life here, but no Exorcism on Death Prophet does make her substantially weaker. Coil in the backline does catch onto arms, jump in. There's the duel onto the puck. 1, 2, not quite 3 shots. With the Imprisoned, they'll save the puck from the duel. Chain Frost, though, once again, gonna start bouncing through and just annihilate the rest of Infamous. In fact, it's going to almost kill all 3 of them. Legion Commander may not get the duel, but Infamous get obliterated. Still the CK, no Phantasm used it to farm, is pushing bottom. And Midas Club are just 5-manning everywhere, and Infamous are kind of refusing to do the same. I think Benji's could actually kill Dashka by himself right now if he really went for it. He's gonna go for it, Phantasm. But Dashka boats out, so he's already rummed up. The rest of his team, in the meantime, they're pushing mid. Just with Klinks, though, as the main pushing source. Benji's commit his illusions to finish off this tower. They should be able to take it. This is a sick deny here. Oh, Benji's, where you going, bro? Come right back. Welcome into the silence of the Siphon. And Siphon's really good against Armlet. I want to say impossible to Armlet toggle versus Siphon. The damage is just too consistent, but yeah. Armlet is weird sometimes. Either way, they take the CK down for the 4th time. And Midas Club have all the momentum in the world. And they also kill off a courier. To add insult to injury, Arms is not going to go for a Deso. They go for the BKB. A Desolator does give you damage, but it is not quite as aggressive of an item as BKB. This early of a BKB pickup on Klinks is about as aggressive as you can possibly get. It says, we want to team fight and kind of rush you down right now. 1, 2, 3 shot. I mean, you don't really need... OD was just like... Bro, you got Astral Imprisonment. That's like half the spell right there. Is to save your allies from situations like that. But he was just like so dumbfounded that the Klinks did that much damage. He's like, what the hell just happened? And Klinks is just gonna lay into this tower. Looks like they're happy with the amount of damage they have, and you know what? I think that's well warranted. They're just gonna ready those fights with the BKB. Oh, someone's in that bubble. I think that's the OD proper. Yeah, here comes the Torrent. Jump forward for the duel. OD obliterated. Chain Frost. Once thrown in there, this time we'll do a whole lot of nothing. But it doesn't matter. They do commit, kill off the OD, and crucially save. Oh, the Klinks gonna push forward a little bit too far. It does have the Aegis, so it's not really a terribly huge deal. Coil drops into the back lines. Tala now gonna go in with the Exorcism damage. CK on the front lines is gonna take quite a bit here. Also siphoning a lot of health back towards the Death Prophet. Glimmered, trying to retreat, caught kind of by the shards, but there's no catch here outside of that CK. They can't further chase this Death Prophet. They have to let her go. Everyone will back off successfully. Infamous, definitely on the back foot here. When was the last time they got a kill? I mean, obviously just now on the Aegis hero, but that's because Arms just literally walked up the high ground by himself. He kind of just tried to suicide, tried to force a little bit of an overcommitment there on the Klinks so that the rest of his allies can clean up. Didn't quite work out the way he wanted, but again, that's what Aegis lets you do, right? Lets you make these very usually questionable plays, but with an Aegis, they're actually tactical. Now the Legion, she's got her Blade Mail and the Blink, of course. There is, I want to say, nowhere close to a Blink Dagger on the Tusk. Yeah, he's not even going for it. The amount of save they have for the OD is minimal. They will find Tala, but oh, they actually think they run to the Klinks. Despite the fact that they see Death Prophet illusions. Okay. Well, now Dash is going to jump right in. There is a torrent that's going to be perfectly dodged by the snowball, but, I mean, I don't really know how he gets out of this. He's going to put himself in a cage and just slowly get drained out. And now they're jumping for the duel, although ZK is going to jump in onto the leading commander. With the Ice Blast coming in, they'll take her down, but it does not connect onto Talo, just doing so much damage. Clinks as well as the Chain Frost, just laying it into the Infamous side. Now they catch Nada with that X marks. He will get imprisoned. Maybe there's a chance to jump out of here with the orb. And it looks like he will do just that. Robo-Z on the front lines trying to push everyone back. Clinks still alive, so Midas do have all the damage, but they do not have enough catch right now. Ugh, stop pausing. Oh, God. Triggered. So triggered. God, there's nothing worse than... Well, they do take down the Lich. They do take down the Legion Commander. Looks like she, I think, did get the duel win on the Tusk there. Should have done it. And Infamous, I guess, to some degree, rally and make a team fight happen. But, like, they lose their CK. It's probably not worth it because of the dual damage swing. And if there was different casualties, like if they took down the Death Prophet with that, or the Clinks, that would have been pretty nice, but not quite good enough. Those were really nice shards from the Tusk, though. Ended up buying a lot of time for his allies to get into play. Seems like Midas Club kind of thought the Tusk was alone, so they didn't really want to overcommit their spells, kill him off fast, so they took it slow and got kind of punished. If they were able to kill him off, like, instantly, then they probably could have either made a clean retreat or have focused their spells on heroes that were more threatening in that situation. Again, I'm pretty sure they're going to be crying all the way to the bank. BKB is coming up on the Clinks, and Death Prophet will be up shortly. Once that happens, Infamous have 0 game. CK is okay versus BKB targets, but if they have any sort of movement speed, like, he will struggle to actually stay on his targets, despite the amount of damage he's able to do. AA drops a sentry, and he will run into the worst possible hero right now. There is no cold feet here. There is no escape. I challenge you, AA, to a duel. Winner, winner. 50 damage Legion. There is Exorcism up. Clinks, where is he at? He's coming in. Still a little bit off that BKB. But no AA Ice Blast, and that's the vast majority of Infamous' team fight right now. They're gonna... Yeah, you can see the line is drawn by the AA. Someone split push bottom because this tower is lost. I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do, but that's not really going to be putting them in a winning position anytime soon. Ice is coming in. It'll hit onto arms, probably. We can see how much he cares. Taking tower aggro, takes the Ice Blast, doesn't even flinch. Tower will be claimed. And now Midas, they are just on the warpath. 6k head only in the net worth isn't really, like, that much. Like, it's something that a team should be able to recover from. It's just the fact that Infamous' fights have been just so incredibly sloppy. There's been one fight that has had the CK with the rest of the team. All the other ones have just been CK off doing his own thing, or OD off doing his own thing, and everyone else just trying to defend without them. Clinks gonna wander in. Protection for the Dire is not quite in the proper spot. Clinks, see the courier there? They are going to move in here. Benjez is perfectly stealth. No observer sentry will see this pickup. But maybe they get the initiation off properly. They're going to end up walking. Oh, that actually, observer just timed out. That was the worst timing possible for the Radiant. Ala on the front line does have BKB and a hood. This guy does not like the magic damage. Gonna commit the exorcism? Yes, he will. Infamous really don't want to fight into an exorcism like this, and well, maybe they don't have a choice because the duel comes in. The damage is huge and the OG's obliterated. Where's everyone else? 1 second stun only on the Lich. He gets insta-crit down, and that's really nice, as well as the coil onto 2 in the background. Dual Scepter on... Oh, that's actually the Legion Commander who's got chased out of there. Looks like Death Prophet is still in the back. Not able to really help out all that much, but again, they find another opportunity on the Tusk. 2 for 2. And a very similar trade as last time, but you know, the last time wasn't good for Infamous. This time, again, wasn't good for Infamous. The Legion Commander's dying every single time, but that's fine because she's already winning the duels. She doesn't really need anything afterwards. Tower was killed off by the Radiant, not denied. BKB, not used on the Clinks, was not used on the Death Prophet. My bad. She just got caught in the back, and with the coil was not able to do quite as much damage as she would like. But she wasn't taking any damage either because they just obliterated that OD. Now, I'm not really sure why with your tier 2 tower over here, you sit here as the OD without moving. Like, if there's something that is going to guarantee you to get you killed off in Dota, it's not moving. Like, if you stop moving in Dota, you die. Especially when you're not moving in a really stupid spot. So, yeah, OD, super dead. And this is the highest net worth hero in Infamous, mind you. They cannot afford to lose that hero. 50 seconds left for Exorcism. Cooldown reduction is at 20. Pretty sure you get that. They should be thinking about how they're going to set up Feroce here. Desolator, next item for Clinks. They can just go Feroce. Alright, I was going to say, like, Exorcism Feroce is probably needed. But if Infamous just aren't going to contest this at all, then I guess they have all the time in the world. NS is just taking all of that. Legion Commander, pretty durable, of course, with that maxed out ice armor by now. It's going to be Aegis Cheese. Eat up, boys. Eat up maybe on this puck. Chased out by a Lich. Feels bad when your puck gets chased out by a Lich. Aegis, that's Exorcism. Taking all the tier 2 towers. Now it's time to try to break the high ground.
Got it.
Not the easiest thing to do in the world. But Death Prophet, damage, Clinks just being able to constantly land a couple pot shots with the cover of Aegis. Yeah, they could do some damage here. If Infamous seriously fight over this, this is a pretty big chance for Infamous to make a comeback. Kind of prey on the overly aggressive ambitions of Midas. Midas are going to back off right now. Now, if Midas find a pick off on anyone, really, like, they can go for that high ground push, but not quite in time. Everyone in Infamous, bar Benjaz, is pretty scared. Yeah, they're going to keep themselves alive, but they're also not farming in this downtime. Lich, guess defending. Not really needed. Uh-oh, 1, 2, 3. Well, here comes a snowball. It's going toward the golems. He doesn't have any way of getting himself out of here, though, so he's just going to straight die, and at the same time, they catch the puck with the duel. And Lich is going to drop a couple Frost Blasts here and there. The creep wave on bottom lane is somehow still pushing, but Infamous, they can't really capitalize off of that. There's no one there to really make sure that tower goes down, and Lich is actually still defending, in fact. Puck is going to buy out, and yeah, OD is going to land 0 orbs from that Hurricane Pike. Easy plays here from Midas. Get kills, force buyback. Perfectly safe in doing so. If they wait for the Desolator, this will be so much easier. One Desolator hit is all you need for these ghosts to start shredding. Oh, they also need mana on the Clinks. He does have the Soul Ring, obviously, but in the middle of the fight, the last thing you want to do is run out of mana. Ooh, they see an OD? No, they didn't. They're going to walk past Benjaz. There is a gem on the Kunkka. He's a little bit too far away. Jump in, coil. That's actually still the Legion Commander. Why do I keep confusing them? Why do they look so identical? Puck is going to get out of there. The Tusk running off to the side. Everyone else from Midas is going to back off after having lost the Legion Commander. Am I crazy? I think I might be a little bit crazy. I keep on confusing Legion for the Death Prophet. I think it's the helmet. They have the same, like, head type now with this cosmetic. That was indeed the Legion Commander. Second time I did it. Unbelievable. Like, I've never played this game before. Taking down the Legion Commander will get Midas Club off of Infamous' ass for a couple seconds here. But only for a couple. Here we go. X-Torrent on a puck. Will it ever work? X-Torrent on Chaos Knight. That will work. There is a gem here as well. Sick Phantasm dodge? No, not quite. And now the damage from the Clinks. It's going to drop them all to super low HP. Phantasm Illusions will be cleared off in an instant. It will boat just for the rum. Here comes the Tusk. Will get through that boat, but he can't capitalize on Dashka. in the corner, and now here comes the Legion. Oh, nice Torrent onto 2. One's going to be imprisoned and saved by Robo, but now Robo's put himself in a little bit of trouble. Well, never mind. He eclipses the Kunkka, takes him out, but still the X marks is going to stick. Siphoned up. Blink Dagger constantly canceled. Jump forward. For the Legion Commander does have the cheese if she needs it and is going to cast it. Ice Blast coming on in, but the OD, he does have a blink. Can he actually get out of here? Crypt Swarm, they're all chasing in the same direction, and they do see him now. They have another Blink Dagger on the Legion, which doesn't have any disables. Not is going to arrive with the Silence. No Coil deployed just yet, and no, the OD just gets another Blink up. Is he really going to survive? Looks like he will. Nada, though, maybe not, is going to phase shift. The defensive power of Infamous on display here, but again, they're not returning fire in any meaningful way, so it doesn't really matter in the end. Dominic's going to overcommit with that Snowball. He's run out of defensive options. He's going to go down. Coil finally drops onto 2. Dual Scepter on Death Prophet, a little bit premature. She does still have that BKB. Is just going to wait for the Coil to wear off, then leave. In fact, BKB only one time so far used on the Clinks. Midas will probably not get quite as much as they would really like, but they don't really lose anything. They do maintain the gem, I believe. Someone had to pick it up. Yeah, Legion has it still. So the loss of the Kunkka there, like one of their lowest net worth heroes, who cares, man? For a CK kill, that's already worth it, not to mention the additional kills they got afterwards. That was a pretty slick escape from the OD, but again, he just escaped there. He really didn't do anything offensively that was valuable, except for killing off this kind of useless Kunkka. I mean, he already used all his spells, so what else could he have done? Pretty sure he was, like, at no mana also. I mean, he was dead, right? So, you get something. Beggars choosers. We can see Midas, though. They don't really care. They are super confident, and they have a target. Oh, no, OD. I don't think you can trick your way out of this one. He uses his Imprison offensively to farm, and now with the duel, oh my god, just gets crushed. Robo does not have a buyback for 70 seconds, and Midas are going to send the spooky ghosts out. There is no creep wave yet. Here it is. Siege creep come through. And one Desolator shot, I think, still applies the corruption? No, it doesn't. Huh. The more you know. Well, now it does. There's a Desolator effect. Arms just going to BKB for it. These ghosts are, again, shredding. And with no OD, Infamous don't have any damage output. They'll lose the entirety of their mid lane. Jump in from the Pug is going to do about nothing. Coil maybe setting up for a little bit more. Benya's not really sure if he wants to go in on this, though. They're still fighting into the Exorcism, which is now going to time out right after Infamous deploy everything. So Infamous get nothing for that Coil. Infamous, are they really pushing out of their base right now? There should be another duel that's right now actually up. Take the tier 3. Obviously, that opens up the door for these shrines. Not really sure if they really need to be tearing Arrow down, but yeah, they got him. Benyaz does have a target in sight. It's the Lich. He's going to Glimmer, block a lot of that damage from the Chaos Bolt. There's no True Sight, it seems. He's going to turn out for a Chain Frost. It'll bounce really poorly. No, it's going to bounce back towards the Tusk. It'll be dragged away from the illusions, but still, they are not going to get anything, not even the Lich. And not getting a Lich is not a big deal. But what is a big deal is the fact that they use Phantasm. That is the spell for Benyaz. That is what makes him an actual threat. We saw earlier he just insta-killed a Lich with the Reality Rift. And now that it's down, that's not going to happen. Midas are just out-tempoing the hell out of Infamous right now. Infamous do have, you know, some of the big ultimates that they need in order to make some sort of miraculous team fight happen. Never want to underestimate Coil. Ice Blast is incredibly powerful, although it is only level 1, which is not exactly impressive. Oh man, this net worth on Wu that's kind of depressing. But also, perhaps the most effective is this Eclipse from the OD. Clinks is actually going to be going for a Sheep Stick. And this is mostly an offensive item, so you sheep the enemy and then you just blast them with the arrows. But this is also going to be quite a nice defensive item versus the OD in resisting that Sandy's Eclipse damage. It's a kind of a niche defensive use for that item, but in this particular game, it's actually pretty sick. And he's got it as well. Now, there is somewhat of a concern here for Midas Club. we're going to keep in the very back of their minds is that if we mess around for too long, we may not be able to win the super elongated late game up against an OD. That's why we see them, just because they should, constantly setting up for aggressive high ground plays. Now again, one rack's an advantage. I mean that they're pretty comfortable. Benya's going to chuck in a stun, 4 seconds. Doesn't do jack versus the Death Prophet though.
Dire's top shrine
A minimal
is under
damage
attack.
roll, plus she has Vote of Defiance.
Dire's top shrine has fallen.
No more shrines. This Roche timer looking like 150. It's likely Midas with the racks in advantage are just going to be 5 manning around waiting for Roche. Benya's pushing forward. There was a gem floating around. It's still on the Legion Commander. It is. She's in a really awkward spot, though. She does have a blink. She just get right back to safety.
Radiant are scanning.
She's going to be blown. Nada. Not going to find any targets despite losing his smoke effect, and will jump out of there. And now the retaliation smoke here. That is not spotted by anything from the Dire. See the vortex, know exactly what just happened. They will push out. Benjaz, this has happened a couple times now. Farming. TK is loving this farm. And then all of a sudden, a million heroes. Duel's coming in with the sheep stick. Ice Blast lands. Big who cares. And then he's just gone. You know, guys, I've been casting these SA games for SLI for a couple days now. A common theme is that they all end in like the weirdest ways possible. Like, this is definitely one of the weirder ones. Just like get picked off, no buyback, just GG. Most of the time it's like, you know, teams lose their base.